physical team. They're dominant in the paint. They've got great length. And when they're between you and the basket, it's tough to get a shot over these guys.
It's not very often you can say this about the future is looking pretty bright in Charlotte.
So often the season ends and you're thinking about the issues you've got to deal with, but right now the Hornets headed in a good direction.
And it's Zeller atop the key. Here's Henderson. Connects on the 17-footer. Henderson's got his first points in this one.
Well, he gets one to drop, but with just one make and 7 attempts, he really hasn't helped this team much offensively.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Well, this has been a bumpy start for them, to say the least, in this quarter.
Yeah, no doubt. That's 4 turnovers for them, and we've barely gotten started here.
And the Hornets making a change here. Williams, he's checked in for Cody Zeller. Lance Stevenson comes in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Gary Neal's checked in for Gerald Henderson. And Brian Roberts subbed in for Kemba Walker. Williams, a screen on Wall. Out to the wing. Here's Neal. He had 10 points in the win against the Nuggets in Denver. Off target there. That would have gapped. 54 seconds left to play in the first. To shoot. 23 seconds left to play here in the first. Trying his luck deep. Hornets with the rebound. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Emphatic win for them, especially considering that it was on the road. No question, by the way, that it was their offense that carried them. Buzzer sounds.
They had that.
Coming up this Wednesday night.
And the whole new group out there now. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Zeller, he's checked in for Williams. Kidd-Gilchrist comes in for Lance Stevenson. Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for Gary Neal. And Walker subbed in for Brian Roberts. Big Daddy in at shooting guard. Blair is out there with Webster. Then it's Kevin Seraphin. And it's Wall at the point guard position. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. He nails it. The three-pointer falls from Big Daddy. Big Daddy's got his second for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint.
Here's Big Daddy. And the three off target.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
Wizards trailed by 19. From deep. Al Jefferson grabs the miss. Jefferson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. 32 seconds left in the first half. Walker the pass to Kidd-Gilchrist. Lets it go with the 3. And it's Walker that time on the assist from Kidd-Gilchrist. Walker's got 6 points in the quarter.
Now, that's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Kicks it to Blair. Got a piece of it. Now Henderson. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. Beyond the arc. The shot is off. So as we conclude the...
All right, I want everyone's eyes up here. There are a few clear lessons.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one. So for the Wizards, Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Gortat. Webster comes in for Pierce. And John Wall subbed in for Andre Miller. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Williams, he's checked in for Cody Zeller. Lance Stevenson comes in for Kid Gilchrist. Gary Neal's checked in for Gerald Henderson. And Brian Roberts subbed in for Kemba Walker. On the floor for Charlotte, we've got Al Jefferson. Gary Neal is out there with Brian Roberts. Then it's Williams. And it's Stevenson in at the 3 slot. Big Daddy's checked in for Beal. The Hornets also with a sub. Cody Zeller's checked in for Williams. And here's a check of the 2K leaderboard and the top rebounding shooting guards. Lance Stevenson third, and of course Bradley Beal.
You know, it's not easy to do what these players have done in that area strictly because of positioning. Typically as a 2-guard, you're going to be on the perimeter a lot more often than you will be inside.
Yeah, but for all of these guys, you can point to their quickness as well as their superb instincts as to why they wound up on the list. I mean, you've got to have that nose for the basketball.
It was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Washington's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half.
Gary Neal is 6'4" shooter, played 3 seasons with the Spurs, and before that a long time in Europe. Deep range on his shot, and he's able to hit from a standstill or on the move.
6 to shoot. Here's Big Daddy. 6 points for him. The Wizards with another miss. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Stolen by Seraphin. Here's the break. Here's Big Daddy. Neal pulls it in. Neal's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And Neal, the combo guard size, but he's more of a shooter than a playmaker.
Yeah, and you know, he does better defending shooting guards in most matchups as well, Kevin. But the offensive end, I think, is where he makes his mark, and that's what you focus on with Gary Neal. He's going to give you scoring.
And now here comes Wall, leading the break. The shot's good from Big Daddy. Big Daddy's got 8 points.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
Charlotte leading by 23. Stevenson outside. Out of bounds. Washington takes possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
Wizards making a switch here. Pierce is checked in. Wizard shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Wall passes to Big Daddy. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Shot clock at 6. Puts up a 3. No luck.
Coming up this Thursday night, February 5th, John Wall and the Washington Wizards go up against Al Jefferson and the Charlotte Hornets.
And a moment now to take a look at our State Farm assist of the game. With 6 in the game, it's been some excellent court vision from Walker.
Well, he's been key to their ability to find the open man and really get the offense operating smoothly.
Washington with the ball. Beal and Webster out on the perimeter. Pierce is out there with Gortat, and it's Miller in at the... Hornets leading by 15.
Well, what we saw here tonight is one team just had everything going for it and the other didn't. Huge margin of victory for the Hornets.
Clark, their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
Yeah, Kevin, they had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
Your hope is to take charge of a season series by winning that first game. This will put them up 1-0 with 3 games still left to play this year against the Wizards.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Now, there wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every opportunity he got.
Neal dishes to Zeller. Passes to Neal. Just 5 on the clock. From 18 feet away, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Charlotte making a switch here. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Big Daddy. Lets the 3 fly. Bucket's good. So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's...
Well, Al, this was a...
Welcome, everyone, to Phillips Arena. We're in Atlanta, Georgia, the home of the Hawks, where we'll be broadcasting live today. It's the first game back in Atlanta for the Hawks. This game, an interesting matchup for them, facing another middle-of-the-pack team. They're looking to take a step forward. This is the type of game that they...
Wake up, son. You're in.
Oh, it's time to ball.
For Atlanta, they've gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter.
You know, the issue really with Atlanta this year and moving forward isn't that they're a bad team. They've just been kind of stuck in that middle road of mediocrity. They're competitive, play hard. They're hoping to find a way to get to the next level now.
And with Atlanta, as you said, for a while now they've been a playoff caliber team, but making that next step into the elite class of the East has been hard.
And some of it, Clark, for Atlanta making the jump is personnel. It's never easy to get a franchise player without a high draft pick.
And in that sense, Kevin, they are a bit in danger of becoming a treadmill team, but they have a good base right now. I think they just need to continue to keep adding talent and have the talent they have continue to develop.
Atlanta making some changes. Scotty's checked in for Horford. Shelvin Mack comes in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Schroeder in for Jeff Teague. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Gortat. Blair comes in for Nene. John Wall's checked in for Bradley Beal. And Big Daddy subbed in for Miller. Paul Millsap, not the biggest or the most athletic, but he just finds ways to get it done.
Yeah, he's so well-rounded. He does the big things and the little things to help you win. He's a good passer. He moves without the ball, keeps your offense going, and then, of course, really developed that three-point shot last year, which made him an effective stretch four.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
I was able to talk with Mike Budenholzer for just a moment. These two teams tied through the first two games of the season series. I asked him what he thought were some of the keys going into this game and looking to take that lead. He said one of the things they had to account for is the shot block on the defensive interior. Guys, he said, we've got to be elusive. We'll see if they took it to heart.
And Doris, as always, thank you. So, Steve, do you...
Yeah, I do. I mean, a huge part of your game plan has to be focused on their D. And I think he's right to put that much emphasis on it.
Yeah, I agree with you guys because they are that good defensively. So you've got to worry about that and game plan for that. And then trust that your guys will execute what needs to be done. And Millsap has always had a terrific motor. He combines his elite talent level with tremendous effort and toughness. I think those things are a big key to his personal success, which helps his teams be successful too.
Here's Wall, and it's good.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy.
Here's Mack from 13 feet. It goes down. Mack's got his first 2 points.
Well, you talk about Millsap's motor, gets you extra possessions, draws fouls, makes his free throws. A great player, finally getting his due.
There's 31 seconds left here in the first quarter. Clock at 6. Here's Big Daddy. And it's off target. Not sure why he took that one. The Hawks leading. Outside, Scott. Here's Schroeder. Nice D from Wall.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Big Daddy, and it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
I'm glad they're going to the replay on that one. I mean, make sure it's the right call, even if it's a play that might not end up being a big factor.
I agree, Clark. I mean, it was a very limited system when it was introduced, but the league continued to tweak it. And they've been doing whatever they can to help the referees, just like putting the light strips on the backboard so they can see when the buzzer sounds, not just hear it.
And they're going to count it. They're overturning the original call after looking at the replay.
Yeah, good to see them get that one right. That's exactly why we have this rule in place. And I like it. Each basket is so important in these games that you've just got to make sure you get it right at the end of the quarter.
Tie game in Atlanta. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports.
Tune in this Thursday, February 5th. John Wall and the Washington Wizards go on the road to battle the Charlotte Hornets.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. For a different look here. Mike Scott's checked in for Horford. Cephalosha comes in for DeMarre Carroll. Max checked in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Dennis Schroeder in for Jeff Teague. So on the floor for Washington, Big Daddy, he's in at shooting guard. Kevin Seraphin is out there with Blair. And it's Wall. And it's Webster in at the small forward position. Just 5 on the clock. The shot's good from Big Daddy. Here's Schroeder. 1:25 left in the first half. So it's Washington now. It's Wall with the drive. And he uses the layup. Wall's got 5 points now in the quarter.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Wizards, defeated by the Hornets in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Well, they probably should have abandoned the three-point shot in that game because their percentage was terrible. But they kept firing away from long range.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I thought that was one of the things that doomed them. I mean, you can't stick with something if it's not working for you.
Here's Big Daddy. 11 points for him in that last game against Charlotte. Six to shoot from deep three-point range. No good. Atlanta leading by 9. Here's Mack. Pass to Cephalosha. The dish to Scott. Knocks it loose. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. And Atlanta has possession. Here's Schroeder.
Wizards foul call. Kevin Seraphin. That's his first personal foul.
For Atlanta, they have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game.
Yeah, it's been an average year at the line for them so far this year, shooting about 75%.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
Both free throws good from Schroeder. That'll do it for the first half. Hawks ahead. They lead by 11. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Okay, everybody, pay attention. We definitely got some stuff to go over.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even.
You're up. Let's go.
Trying to do my thing.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. Kent Bazemore is out there with Teague, and it's Carroll in at small forward. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Pierce kicks to Miller. Passes it to Beal. Just 5 to shoot. From the line, Millsap grabs the miss. Millsap's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
Father coached high school and college basketball for 25 years, and Mike got into coaching pretty much immediately after graduating from college. Sounded like a guy who knew what he wanted to do.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Mike Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. And Max subbed in for Kent Bazemore. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thank you, guys. I got a chance to hear what Randy Whitman was saying to the team. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through Pierce. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half. And Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. And Coach Budenholzer, two-sport athlete at Pomona, golf and basketball, also graduated with a triple major in Steve, politics, philosophy, and economics. It sounds just like you at Arizona.
Similar, only different. But, you know, shortly after college, Budenholzer actually took over as the video coordinator for the Spurs, and that's where his career took off. He ended up spending 19 seasons alongside Greg Popovich, winning 4 titles, and now here he is coaching the Atlanta Hawks.
The first one falls.
Al Horford playing very well. 15 points, and his 2 blocks have given them a lift defensively.
Well, you have to protect the rim, Clark. You know that. And when you do that as well as he has today, it really bodes well for your team.
Atlanta making a switch here. Schroeder's checked in. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Al Horford, 6'10", 250, really a natural power forward who's been asked to play at center for his whole career. He's shown himself willing to battle bigger players inside, but you got to think he'd welcome a chance to switch back to the 4 spot.
Outside, Wall. Here's Big Daddy. He has 5. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Kevin, let's look at where the Hawks stand in the NBA rankings right now. 8th in blocks, 8th in opponent points per game, and they're in the top of the league in fewest turnovers. When you can be in that company, you're giving yourself a chance to be a winning team.
Now, this is a team that really relies on those blocks that you talked about, Clark, because